We're here in Slovenia, one of the most beautiful places in Europe, and we've got two very different cameras with us. The OM System OM3, a full mirrorless system camera, and the TG7. Now, this isn't a comparison. This is more about why you would want both of these cameras on a trip like this. The OM3 is a true hybrid camera with a 20.4 stacked quad pixel BSI Live MOS Micro Four Thirds sensor. It has 5-axis image stabilization, 1053 phase detection autofocus. It has not full metal construction, but a mostly metal construction. And what is actually rare for a camera like this is it's not just called weather sealed, it has an IP rating. This is IP53, which means it can handle heavy rain, snow, splashes, dirt, dust. This is a camera you can take with you practically anywhere and use with full confidence. So one area where OM system cameras really shine in a unique way is they feature a lot of computational photography modes, which allow you to do things like live ND or graduated ND in camera without having to use any attachments or accessories. So right now you can see it's quite bright. We're on the front of a riverbed and I'm trying to get the water really still and glassy with that house in the background nice and in focus and shot. And I can do this handheld, but with the sun going in and out of the clouds, I'm just experimenting with just leaning on the rocks here, using a really slow shutter speed and using live ND up to 64. This is ND 64 right now. So let's see what the results look like. The sun is really mocking me though. And one of the really good things about this is with the stabilization in this camera and with a lens with stabilization in it as well. This is the 12-40 f2.8. This one doesn't have stabilization built in. But when you do have a lens paired with this camera that has stabilization, you get up to 7.5 stops of image stabilization in this camera, which makes it amazingly stable for shooting shots handheld, whether you're doing video or slow shutter speed stuff like I am right now. I can handhold down to 3 to 4 seconds without needing a tripod. And for shots like this where I'm trying to get the water moving in and get it moving so I've got it nice and glassy, this is ideal. And I don't have a tripod with me, so this means I don't have to carry as much when I'm on the move. I can travel, pack light. I don't have to check in a bag. I've just got the camera and the lens, and that's all I need. Okay, that was a 5-second exposure. Let's see how it looks. Amazing. The house is sharp. I'm not seeing any shake there. You guys can judge for yourselves. And the water looks nice and crisp and glassy, just like what I was aiming for. Handheld, 5 seconds. Can't complain. The OM3 can shoot up to 4K 60 with the full width of the sensor, no crop. It can also shoot in log and in H.265. And with that stabilization, I can just leave it rolling, handheld, stabilization on a rock, no worries with the river going past it. While that's rolling, I'm also going to take some close-up shots with the TG7 because this has a really nice macro mode that can focus up to 1 centimeter. And there's some really cool moss here, so I'm going to shoot that while I'm rolling on the OM3. The TG7 has a 12 megapixel backside illuminated 1/2.3 inch sensor, which is not the biggest, but for a travel compact, tough zoom camera like this, it is more than enough. It can do 4x zoom, which is 25 to 100 millimeter equivalent. It can shoot 4K 30p video, full HD up to 60 frames per second, which is ideal for social media clips. It's also water resistant without a case down to a depth of 15 meters, so you can take it shallow diving with you. It means if I drop it in this lake right here, no issues whatsoever. It's crush proof, it's freeze proof down to -10. I think, yeah, it goes by its name, shockproof, waterproof. It really does live up to its name as a tough camera. And also it has an f2 maximum aperture lens, so you still get some nice shallow depth of field when you're focusing on stuff that are nearby. and it can focus up to 1 centimeter. So for close-up macro detail shots, this is an ideal camera for that as well. We've just spotted some fish. I'm gonna stick the TG7 under the water, see what we can get. Just wanna take a picture.
There's a little curious one.
Don't think I got anything. I have to go again. I can't tell if I managed to capture anything good because really, you need to be able to see the back of the screen while you're under the water. But we'll have a look, see what we got. It's really fun using a camera and I don't have to worry about dipping it in water or dropping it. This is truly a tough camera. As you can see, we've got a beautiful bridge. I'm a sucker for train bridges. I think they look amazing on camera. But as you can see, the sun's quite harsh. It's right over my shoulder, and it means it's blowing out all of that background. The lovely green trees in the sky is quite overexposed. Again, coming back to computational photography in the OM3 camera, I'm able to use a graduated ND and pick where I want the horizon to be, and I can even rotate it so that I can get it with the curve of the bridge. And then I'm able to balance the exposure between the background, which is slightly overexposed, and the foreground, and get that exposure just right as well. And I think having that flexibility without having to use graduated filters are quite a specialist tool. Without having to use a specialist tool like that, I think that's such a huge advantage of the OM system cameras. As you can see, we're here in Ljubljana in the old town. There's loads of wonderful photographic and video opportunities here. I'm using the OM3 as you know, and this has 25 art filters built into it. You can also shoot RAW whilst using them so you don't have to get stuck with the color profile that you use. Ones to note that I really like are the vintage mode, the dramatic tone, and the pop art, which with all these lovely colors and the flowers, for me the pop art works really well. But the dramatic tone works amazing for these older architecture structures and the sculptures as well. Also with the TG7, you have the vivid and the natural color profiles that I really like on that. And with the vivid color profile, you can go straight from JPEG to sharing on social. You don't have to worry about editing at all, but the advantage of having the OM3 is you have your raw files for editing later. OM system has this really interesting philosophy that underpins all of its camera range. The camera isn't supposed to be a status symbol. It's not about having a camera that's really big and heavy. The camera is supposed to be something that you take with you to explore the world around you. The reason why I love the OM3 is because it's exactly that. As a hybrid camera, I don't have to think too much about it. I just get out, I shoot, and I get back to being in the environment. I really love that that's how they look at the process of creation and photography and video. I'm trying to get much better at seeing a shot and then just capturing it. A lot of the time I overthink, but using a camera like this, I'm getting used to the habit of just shooting. And I can make up my mind later if I like it or not, but being in the moment, being able to capture stuff in the moment feels quite fun and freeing. One critical thing which I'm sure all of you really want to know about is battery life. If you're taking a camera out and about all day, how many batteries are you going to have to carry? We actually only have one battery with us with the OM3 and with the TG7. And shooting all day, we've been going since about 10 o'clock this morning. This battery is on, it's got two more bars out of 3. And this one is, I'll tell you now, this one's on 34%. So shooting pretty much half of a day, we've only depleted about 2/3 of the battery on this and about 1/3 of the battery with the TG7. I have been using this more though. So yeah, in terms of battery life, I'm more than happy with these for an all-day walkabout. Maybe if you wanted to do a lot more video or photography than I have been, you might want to carry an extra spare, but that's still not that much to carry because the batteries in these cameras are very small. In terms of low light capability, you've got an ISO range of 200 to 25,600, which can be extended from 80 all the way up to 102,400. If you're interested in seeing what this camera can do in low light, we did do a video on the OM1 Mark II, which shares similar sensor and processor technology to the OM3. That's also available on our channel. But in this video, we do share some sample images shot at different ISO values throughout the range on a single low light image. So take a look at those as well. Having both cameras around the market, walking through the streets, is obviously great because you've got the OM3 for things that are a bit more considered, and then I'm using the TG7 for more pop shot type stuff, things that I'm not thinking about so much, things that don't matter as much. I don't need the extra resolution that I do have from the 20 megapixel sensor in the OM3 versus the 12 megapixel in the TG7. And of course, as a full mirrorless system camera, you've got lens options. I've only brought two lenses with me out here to Slovenia, the 12 to 40-2.8 and the 25 f1.8, which is a really nice lightweight combo. I'll show you how small the prime lens is, but being able to travel with just these two lenses covers a lot of the kind of stuff that I want to do in a city like this. But like I said, with a full mirrorless system camera, micro four thirds, you've got a whole host of lenses available to you. And also with this being a micro four thirds camera, you also get the crop factor, which is 2x in this. So an equivalent 200mm lens on a full frame camera would be roughly half the size on a camera like this, and you're going to get a 400mm extension. So it gets you closer to the subject without that extra weight, which is another massive benefit of using a micro four thirds camera. We've had a fantastic time here in Slovenia with the OM3 and the TG7. And if Slovenia's taught us anything, it's that the best camera isn't necessarily the most expensive. It's the one that helps you say yes to every moment that you want to capture. I've really enjoyed using the OM3 for the landscapes, being able to zoom in because I've got the ability to put on a different lens if I want to get a bit closer. But I've also enjoyed the freedom of using the TG7 and not having to worry about going into the water, dropping it on rocks. This is a really tough camera that you can use in pretty much any condition, and you'll get perfectly usable stuff for social media and to share with friends. If you want to know more about these cameras, you'll find more information about them in the links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.